I just, for those businesses out there then sat there thinking, we don't really have a backstory. What sort of
Yeah.
processes would you encourage them to go through to help them find their backstory? Because I know what my advice would be. I'm keen to see what yours is.
Yeah. Well, it's not going to be a business thing. It's going to be a improvisational comedy thing, if you can believe it. So if in my early life, before I became a producer, I was on the creative side. I was writing, as you know.
Mhm.
And before I was writing, I was in film school. And then after film school, I went to the Second City Improvisational Comedy in Chicago, where I grew up. And I took classes there. And I took those classes to become a better writer. And I learned two or three sort of tricks of the trade when it comes to storytelling. And the first most important thing, in my opinion, is discovery. So we talked about the backstory of the characters of a John Hughes movie or the backstory of your brand. Um, what discovery is sort of the reason there's that, like there's the reason for that backstory. So imagine you're walking down the street in your neighborhood, or let's just say a fictional character walking down the street in a neighborhood, and he sees some trash on the ground. However he reacts to that in that moment tells you, the audience, something about him. So his discovery of the trash is our discovery of him. He might be angry that there's people throwing trash on the ground, and he maybe kicks the trash. He gets all upset, or maybe he's the nice guy who picks it up and puts it into the bin. Whoever he is, we learn in that one moment, and then the movie is basically, or the story you're telling, is basically a series of discoveries. He's going to do this now. Okay, now we've got 5 discoveries. I get it. He's the angry guy who hates
Yeah.
litter bugs. And so I know how he's going to react in this next moment coming up because I know who he is now. So that discovery is a process that has to happen, I believe, within the team. And I've done this a million times with marketing teams where we discover that the story we're telling really isn't the character that is that brand. It's a story that made sense maybe 2 years ago when someone who else was leading marketing wanted to create something that would get customers' attention, but it's not authentic to the brand. So you kind of have to go back. Who is the brand? What is it? Is it male? Is it female? Is it both? What do they do
Yeah.
when they see trash? What does the brand character do when it
Yeah.
sees trash on the ground?
Yeah.
That's where I would start. And
I
then
love that.
the practicality of writing the story. Oh, so I can see you're trying to jump into this.
No, no, no. Yeah. Brain's farting a million miles an hour. I love what you're saying. I'm just excited. I love listening to you
Okay.
talking about storytelling. It's fine. Carry on.
Oh, awesome, man. I love talking about stories, so it's perfect. Uh, on the practicality side, this is something we do that I did in screenwriting and any kind of writing where there's a story with characters and those characters have to interact. But this could be transferred to the business realm, and I'll talk in a second about how that works.